Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Natural Vibration and this is your weekly twin flame reading. Before we jump into the reading, I just wanted to let you guys know about a new program that I have started. It is a twin flame healing program and you can find the information on my website naturalvibrations.in, or you can find the link as well in the description box below. For most of you know, I am a life coach, a certified EFT practitioner, and I'm also a shamanic healer. And what I've done is, the idea is that to have a specific healing program for people who are in this twin flame dynamic. So basically the program includes a short card reading where we evaluate the blockages that are in your path towards true love, followed by a couple of sessions which not only incorporate EFT, which is a emotional freedom technique, tapping, which works really well because it's based on the energy meridian systems in Chinese medicine, which is like acupuncture and acupressure. But we also use neuro-linguistic programming. We use certain other life coaching tools. We might even use hypnosis. So it's a combination of the various things that I offer. The idea is to make it more twin flame specific, which means working on yourself. I know a lot of people want to work on their twin, but you know what? If you want union to occur, all you have to do is work on yourself, and this is just one step forward. I have a short program, and then you can also expand that into a larger program, which we can obviously discuss after you start the program. So if anybody is interested, please do check it out. I do believe that this will be very beneficial to people who want to work through their blockages towards union. And for those who are just interested in working on other aspects of your life, career, money, weight loss, smoking, any of those kind of things, if you want to get rid of certain addictions, or if you have certain phobias or certain blockages or issues from the past that you want to heal, EFT and neuro-linguistic programming are very, very helpful and can be done on Skype. So please do check that out. Besides that, of course, all my readings here are general, so you can always book a private reading. The turnaround time for a private reading is just 2 to 5 days. I like to make sure I get the readings out to you as soon as possible, unless I'm traveling, which is not happening for a while, because I know you guys don't like to wait too long. And I still have a special going on some of the readings, so you can check that out on naturalvibrations.in. Also, if you like to follow me on Facebook, that's Natural Vibrations India. That's @ Natural Vibrations India. All right, enough of the plug-in. Let's get started. I feel this week, we've got the full moon coming up this week. It's looking very, very interesting. I feel, if you saw my monthly overview of the twin flame relationship for the month of October, I think it said the last few weeks are going to be transformation for the divine masculine, and I'm sort of seeing that. I feel last week they were going through some major tower moment. I think that's what came up. And I feel like this week is going to be a continuation of that, but more towards the healing aspect. Obviously, these are general and everybody might be in different phases. So let's just start. The overall energy for the divine masculine for this upcoming week is the Two of Swords. Two of Wands. Two of Wands to me is all about determination and being focused on what you want. So I feel like the divine masculine last week, things have been shaken up to the point where they felt a bit scared, they felt a bit confused, and now this week they're sort of trying to pick things up and figure out what is it that they truly want, what is their focus, and where should they aim to go. This is about finding that determination to move forward towards their goals, because up till now they were going through things that were shaking their foundation, and now they're sort of picking up the pieces and trying to figure out what their next step is, and sort of being determined and getting determined and making a plan to work towards that. The overall energies for this week, however, is afraid, frightened, fearful, and scared. So I feel that because the divine masculine has gone through a major shakeup, some of them may be afraid to take this step forward. So this week, obviously, we do end up working through our fears. Some work through it quicker, some take a longer time. But they know they know where they need to go. I think that their end goal, which is the divine feminine, is sort of determined. but they're still a little afraid to take the steps towards their goal. They know they have to do that. Then they're clear about what they want, but they're afraid. And they're afraid to move forward. The divine feminine, which is very interesting, has got the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is all about happiness, it's about fulfillment, it's about achievement, it's about having all your wishes and dreams come true. And at the same time, we've got vulnerable, which is, defenseless, unprotected, and helpless. So you see how funny it is, how both the divine masculine and divine feminine have one positive card and one sort of, not a positive card, not a negative card, but sort of like a card that's showing how their emotions are not completely on the up and up. I feel this week the divine feminine know that they can get happy, but they're feeling a bit vulnerable. I feel the divine feminine may be going through some internal work this week, which is making them feel vulnerable. If you go into the other cards, there might be opportunities where they might be allowed an opportunity to be vulnerable. For example, if your divine masculine reached out to you and you managed to sort of tell them how you truly feel, that in a way is being vulnerable. I know the image is very negative here, but I also feel like sometimes being vulnerable is not a bad thing. It's about understanding your story. It's about understanding where you've come from and how you got here so that you can find the true happiness. Because, we sometimes don't do the inner work where we don't want to be vulnerable. We put up these defenses around us and we're like, okay, this situation hurt me, so I'm not going to deal with it. I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to go there because once I open that box, I'm going to feel, my emotions are going to feel raw. I feel like I can get hurt. But I feel like a lot of divine feminine will be going through this vulnerable phase, but that will eventually lead them to be very happy. I can give you an example in my life. I know there are certain things in my family with some family members that I need to work on and heal. And, I use EFT for that because it's great. Within like 20 minutes, I can heal the situation. But I refuse to do it. And it's not because I don't think it will help or because I don't want to make things better. I do. But I know if I go there, I'm going to have to deal with those emotions. And I just don't want to be vulnerable. I've, put this guard up and I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to go there. But I know that once I go there, this will get me to this pure happiness because once we're holding on to emotions, once we're holding on to past shit, things that we don't want to see, we're letting that thing have power over us. And I feel like a lot of divine feminine are now going to allow that to release so that the power is released and that they can feel happy. Trust me, it's on my to-do list. I have a work to-do list and I have my work stuff, and underneath that it also says heal this issue. So it's on my to-do list. I just don't want to do it, but I know I have to. Excuse me, I just need to. Oh, I also wanted to let you guys know, sorry to interrupt the reading. My plan is to try to take out a reading every day of the week. Starting from this week, I have no idea if I will continue. Every day is going to be a different kind of reading, and the pattern's going to sort of be repeated if I can continue. So please do look out for that. Please do like and subscribe so that I know you enjoy my readings. All right, let's get started. The divine masculine in his spiritual has got the dog, loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love. So the divine masculine in his spiritual is feeling completely and totally loyal and devoted for his divine feminine. There's absolutely no doubt in his mind that he wants this relationship because he's also got the 2 of Wands. So in his spiritual, he's completely devoted to her. He's like this dog who has complete unconditional love for his divine feminine. Spiritually, he's not holding on to any hang-ups. He's not holding on to past burdens. She just knows that she is the one, and that no matter what she did or no matter how the situation turned out, he has unconditional love for her, which is great. The divine feminine in her spiritual has got the wind fairy, thoughts, words, and intellectual analysis. So I think, this goes very well with the vulnerable card, This is all about evaluating our thoughts, how we use our words, the kind of words we use to talk about our life. It's about having an intellectual discussion within yourself, sort of like, why do I say these things? Why do I do these things? Why did I do that? what fear is associated with that. If sometimes you act jealous, for example, it's not about, oh, I'm jealous. It's about, okay, why do I feel jealous? It means I don't have that particular thing, or I can't get that particular thing. Why can't I get that particular thing? Oh, because I'm not good enough. Oh, because I screwed up in the past. Then you know what the core issue is, and that's when you work on it. But that it's all about sort of going within and asking yourself, how many times a day am I negative? How many times am I thinking negative thoughts? Do I really truly believe this union can happen? Am I saying, yes, I will find the love of my life? Or am I saying, oh, I'll probably end up alone? These are things that you need to evaluate. And I feel like a lot of divine feminine, because the full moon's coming up, and it's, this always triggers us, and it always brings up a lot of emotions. I feel like the divine feminine is going to be being a little introspective about it, and sort of figuring out what's real and what's not, and that's going to allow her to be vulnerable. The divine masculine in his heart space has got rebirth and the frog. Now you see how the mirroring effect is so cool. I mean, I know some twin flame readers don't even do divine masculine, divine feminine anymore, because the idea is that the energies are one. And maybe I'm just going to do an energy read after this, because we're becoming one, and we're one entity, and we're one soul, one energy. So we need to sort of start working on combining that, instead of thinking us as being separate from our divine masculine or our divine feminine. So you see how much mirror. Divine masculine is also going to be going through an emotional upheaval. The frog is all about cleaning house and releasing emotional baggage. Now he's gone through something, and he is afraid. He's afraid to move forward. And the reason he's afraid is because he's still worried about the shit that's went down in the past. And I'm not saying it has to do with just the divine feminine. I feel it can also be to do with his life, his past relationships, his family, his work, whatever his blockages are. But because we've got releasing, this is saying that he needs to release it. And I feel like this week he will be working towards releasing it, because he is determined towards what he wants to get. So in order to get there is a rebirth happening. He's gone through the tower moment. The tower moment is when things break, fall apart, so that a new phoenix can rise. And this is the phoenix rising. So he's now having a new look on life, and all the past crap that's been holding him back, he is releasing that, which is what we want. We definitely want him to do that. The divine feminine in her heart space has got the eagle, spirit, integrity, and a connection to the angelic realm, and the bard, music, poetry, and history, and the enchantment of storytelling. This to me, first let's talk about the bard. This talks to me again about an introspective card where you figure out what has happened in your past life. In fact, I'm going to read this from the book. It says, when the bard appears, you are asked to seek answers in your personal history. Go back into your own story and find the threads of the patterns in your reality, and trace their length to the present. Perhaps you'll be surprised by how much your past or that of your ancestors still weaves its influence on you today. So you see, this is going back to you being vulnerable and understanding how much other people's decisions and words and actions affect you, how much stuff in your blueprint, in your genetic blueprint, affects you. When the bard appears, he asks you to retrieve the stories woven in the past. Perhaps you need to learn about the history of someone or something important to your inquiry. The seeds of the future are always hidden in the soil of the past. It is time to dig a little to find the clarity you need. Don't be afraid to learn the patterns of history. The only way to honor them or change them is to know them. Perhaps it is time to listen to music and allow yourself to be carried into the land of memories and listen for its messages as the strings of your soul are strung by the hand of the divine. Remember that the bard appears to help you stay in tune with all that is. You are music, and your story is sung in the heavens. So it's telling you to look into it and understand what is real and what is not. But at the same time, we've got the eagle, which is all about connecting with the divine and connecting with the heavens. So it's a beautiful combination of understanding how our past history and the stories, how they are woven and how they affect our lives, and understanding that no matter what, We are connected to the divine, that everything that is happening by the divine. If we are not in union, then that's not meant to be right now, and it's happening for a reason. And if we are in union, or we're getting into union, that is also orchestrated by the divine and is happening for a reason. We have to remember that no matter what happens, the universe has our back, and we just need to allow that to take place, and remember and allow our connection with the divine to be strong. In the physical, for the divine masculine, we've got movement. So there is going to be movement for the divine masculine this upcoming week. This could be physical movement. They could be actually traveling towards you. They could be making a move, a SMS, a message, a phone call. They could send you an email. Or they may be just taking steps in their life to be ready to move towards you. Because we do have a little bit of the afraid card. So they are a little afraid, So it all depends on how quickly they can get rid of that feeling and truly commit and move forward. But there is going to be movement of some kind. There could be movement at their end that you can't see, because you don't know what they've done. They could be getting rid of the karmic. They could be, moving out. They could be clearing their assets. They could be changing jobs. And if you're not in union or not in contact, you will have no idea what is going on. So it's all about knowing that there is movement happening even if you can't see it. I know I always talk to the divine feminine because I feel most of the readers are for divine feminine here, are the divine feminine. All right, and the divine feminine in her heart, in her physical, has got forgiveness. So, if there is, maybe some divine feminines might hear from their twin this week, which is why they have the feeling of forgiveness. Because once you forgive, you can have, the happiness that you want. The other thing I'm getting is that there could be forgiveness in general about themselves. If you're doing this evaluation of what's going on in your life and you're being vulnerable, you might forgive other people. That has been a blockage in your life that you haven't moved forward. You might be like, oh, I fought with that family member 20 years ago. What does that have anything to do with my union? Guess what? They're all connected. They're all connecting. Shit that happened in your when you were younger, stuff that happened in your past relationships, stuff that happened with your best friend is all related, because it's all about growing and moving forward. So maybe it's time for you to see, who do I need to forgive? And work on that, and make yourself vulnerable and release those energies. Or it's about forgiving your twin. Maybe actually in the physical, where he comes back and you get the opportunity to forgive him. And get forgiveness if you feel you have harmed him. So it's going to be a beautiful week. It is possible for people to get in touch with their twins even this week. So you never know. You might hear from your divine masculine. All right, now let's talk about the overall energies for this week, for the union. We've got the 5th house, which is where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. So romance is on the card. I'm going to read this from the book. In this area of your life, you create things that you feel proud or special. It may also be where you have fun or enjoy a hobby. In bygone centuries, it was known as the area of our lives where we enjoyed delights. Ooh, afternoon delights. So it'd be associated with romance, love affairs, and children, because they all make us feel young and delightful. So this week is all about romance, which is why I feel union is possible for some people. This is also the area of your life where you are creative, as in art, or enjoy recreational activities such as sports. You might even procreate, as in have a child. Children make us feel young at heart and introduce us to our playful, fun side. All of the above things put you in touch with your self-expression and give you a sense of happiness and personal power and potential. You could activate this area of your life now by meeting a lover who makes you feel special, different, and alive. They may well be like the energy represented by the zodiac sign card that you choose. This romance is likely to be one that lifts you into a whirlwind of inspiration, delight, and excitement. Here you may find your essence, spirit, and light as you connect with the divine forces within. Above all, the 5th house holds the secret to your happiness, and all you have to do is truly believe that you are worth it. It is often the case, however, that we limit ourselves by not having this confidence. The cards are saying you should love yourself and release your joy and passion for life. All right, so the union energy is all about romance, is all about happiness, is all about it's all about knowing that you deserve this union. For the, there is possibility of reconnection this coming week. It's all about knowing that you can have happiness because you are worthy of this. You can get everything you want. Both the divine masculine and divine feminine needs to truly believe in this connection and be focused on this connection. All right, the divine masculine needs to trust this connection and move forward without being afraid, and divine feminine needs to go towards our happiness and live life to the fullest and being focused on our goal and not worry about anything that can go wrong. This is also a time to focus on your creativity. If you like to do something, if you want to be creative, you want to create anything in your life, now is a good time for you to focus on that. We've also got perception, which is all about how you see things. Whether you see a glass full or glass empty, it's all about changing your perception. And we've got true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Amazing. Again, it's all about changing perception. So it's about having a positive expectation and knowing that just because you have not been together for so long doesn't mean that you're not going to get into union tomorrow if need be. All right, it's about knowing, about seeing things as half full as rather than seeing things as half empty. In fact, actually, this is my motto, that a glass is neither full nor empty. And if the glass is empty, guess what? It is refillable. That's the main point. It's not about being half full or half empty. It's the fact that the glass is refillable. So if things have not gone well so far, doesn't mean things are not going to go well. It's all about changing your perception. And this is all about true love. So I feel, again, this week is about love. It could definitely, the universe might be getting that person back into your life that you've been waiting for. Now the advice card for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Let's start for the divine masculine. We've got two cards which are very similar. First one is attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. And I witness the darkness and call on light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. So you see, we've got the fear card, and the divine masculine is afraid. Right? So, and the third card is happiness is my birthright. So this is where they need to get. So the divine masculine first needs to understand that there is no need for them to be afraid. All right? See, you've got the perceive. You see this card? It's got fear and perceive. All right? This is how it's about changing his perception. All right? He is afraid. He's afraid that that this will not work out. He's afraid that he screwed things in the past. He's afraid that, he's not going to be good enough, or he's going to get rejected, or whatever it is. And the divine feminine is saying is that, the universe is saying that the advice for him for this week is you do not need to be afraid. You do not need to be stuck in that lower vibration of fear, because it's all about changing your perception. The minute you realize that you are truly one with the universe, that you and the other person are all one person, we're not different entities, everything will work itself out, because he has to remember that he is allowed to be happy. He deserves to be happy. He deserves to have everything he wants, because happiness is the divine masculine's birthright. So any divine masculines watching this reading, please know that you don't need to be afraid. You don't need to worry. It's all about changing your perception. Just because things have screwed up in the past does not mean they will screw up in the future. You are allowed to be happy. You deserve to be happy. And the divine feminine's advice is just one little card. My energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So this is all about also going back to this card, which is what kind of words do you use? It's you create your universe. Are you telling people that you're not gonna get union? Oh, I'm alone. I'll always be alone. Or I'm not good enough. Or I will screw things up. Or I always screw things up. I'm never gonna have kids. I'm never gonna have get married. Whatever it is, whatever you focus on, expands. So are you focusing on the negative or are you focusing on the positive? Because you need to be focused on your goal, which is being happy with the one you love. All right? Not, and if you're feeling negative towards it, if you have some inner blockages coming up, that's what you need to deal with. If it's like, oh, I know I'm not gonna get, I know I want this, but deep down I'm like, but I know I won't get it because I'm fat, or I'm not gonna get this because he lives far away and he'll never move for me, or it's not gonna work out for me because I'm just not good enough, and so far none of my relationships have worked out. These are all blockages that you need to work on and clear, because you're sending out a negative vibration into the universe. Alright guys, this was your weekly twin flame readings. Please do like, subscribe and comment. Do share this video to your friends, and I will be posting more very soon. Take care. Bye.